me, lads. Here we go. Go the Cowboys. Woo!
Hey guys, Sean me this one to a big shout out to Rugby League Coffee Lounge. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh, yeah. Fuck. How the fuck did we lose to the Warriors
No idea.
in Townsville, 34 degrees? Oh, well, I guess everyone's entitled to an off day. It is what it is. I'm just reading the live chat. Luke Melbourne Storm fan, I hope you're okay, bro. I understand. I was like that during the Cowboys game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Saturday football review for round 3 of the 2023 NRL season. I'm joined by Rugby League YouTuber, Mr. Free K, Pro Enzo Vids. Lorenzo, what a wild Super Saturday we just experienced.
Oh, bro, no, it was crazy. Just like how all 3 games panned out, it was just unexpected for me. Like the first game was just all over the shop, really, with defense, and then obviously, we'll get into the games very soon. But no, just all 3 games in general were just so surprising of how it all went out. I thought.
Yeah, it was crazy, bro. I mean, Titans over the Storm. What the F? Warriors over the Cowboys. What the F? And Broncos and Dragons, I was thinking, hang on a minute, we might be going to Golden Point here. And then the Broncos just went crazy the last 9 minutes. They scored 4 tries in the last 9 minutes.
No,
I don't know. I can't believe what I was watching.
That was shocking. Yeah, because when I was 18 all, I was like, oh, this might go down Golden Point. But then, yeah, look at that. Next minute, Broncos pile on the points.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the review for Super Saturday, I want to say hello to the live chat. We've got about 20 plus people in the live chat as we speak. Hello to Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Hello to Faraz, Cody Games PlayStation, Zenpai. Jason Reader is here. We got Slurpy Dave, Pubs, Beers and Jokes. Ion in the live chat. We've got the Dark Assassin, Nick Green, Aussie Mozzie. Hello, everybody that's in the live chat. Hello to Joe. Hello to William Pearson. I hope you guys are all doing well. For the Saturday football review, March 18, 2023. It's currently 9:44 p.m. Lorenzo, before we get to the Saturday football review, my friend, what game surprised you the most today?
I'm going to say probably the first one, as I thought that maybe like Storm would bounce back after last week's defeat. But I don't know. I know they got players missing, but just doesn't really bring up an excuse for just how they defended today. Like, that was shocking. It's the worst I've seen Melbourne defend in quite some time. So I think the first one's a big shock to me.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people will say the Titans and Storm won, but let me just say this. I don't think anybody saw the Warriors winning against the Cowboys in the way they did.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shock, actually, how it got to 13 plus.
Yeah, the Warriors winning 26-12 in Townsville is one that I think surprised a lot of people. I sure as hell didn't see it coming. I don't think anyone did. Even Warrior supporters didn't see it coming. I mean, Rugby League YouTuber Hold the Ball tipped the Cowboys. He went against his own team. There you go. And Warriors and NRL Fanatics, obviously, he backed the Warriors in. He backed He backed his side to win, but he only had the Warriors by 6. So just goes to show that the competition is better than ever. It's closer than ever. Any team on any given day can show up and shock the world.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's like really refreshing to see how the ladder looks right now. Like it's early days.
The ladder's so different.
It looks very different. I'm liking it so far.
The live ladder at the moment is Broncos, Dolphins, Manly, Warriors. That's the top 4. And then it's Roosters, Titans, Roosters, Dragons, Panthers. Wow.
Interesting.
It's very, very weird, but look, it's crazy, bro. It's round 3. It's not round 16. There's a long way to go in the season, but crazy, just crazy. All right, let's go back to the first game. We're going to review the Titans versus Storm game, and Lorenzo, the Titans, they did well to win, but mate, some of the defense in this game was under 12 stuff. It was horrible.
Yeah. Well, when I was watching it all unfold, I was like, this should not be going out to like the 30s of both sides. It should be like at least a fair scoreline of like 24-12 or like a 16-30 scoreline. I didn't think that this game would ever get out to 38-34. Like I never saw it coming. But I think with Titans, it's understandable because obviously their defense is not great, but their attack's not that bad. But with the Storm, I'm just a bit more concerned about them. If anything, like I don't think Storm defending and letting Titans especially score 30+ points in them that's embarrassing. Like it's just not a Bellamy coach team standard. So I think there's a real concern there at the moment.
Yeah, look, I think Melbourne are in a little bit of trouble. I know they've got a few injuries, but look, last week they were beaten by the Dogs 26-12. Today they were beaten 38-34. So they've let in a lot of points. Now, I know it was 32 degrees on the Gold Coast. It was very hot. They did play quarters because of the hot weather. They had drinks break and whatever. But some of the defensive plays from the Melbourne Storm was terrible. And you know what? The Gold Coast defense was terrible as well. You know what? This might sound a bit harsh. I thought the Gold Coast got very lucky to win.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could have gone either way at one point. Like, I think Titans may have I guess they did enough to hang on, but I guess the quality of the game was like, it's anyone's game, really.
Yeah. Very high-scoring game. So the try scores from the game. So for the Titans, Khan Pereira got a double. Aaron Schoff got a double. Brian Kelly got one. And Vuna on debut got one. And for the Storm, young Pezzett, the young 5'8" on debut, he scored one. Nick Meaney got one. Oh, no, Nick Meaney got two, sorry. Tarek Sims got one. Hughes got one. And Xavier Coates got one. How about Tarek Sims? First touch of the ball off the bench. First touch with the Melbourne Storm. And he scored straight away. That was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I did not expect that because I did not know that was his first touch until it got mentioned. So,
yeah, I told you in the group chat.
Good start by his career at Melbourne.
Yeah. What'd you make of this game, bro? Like, yes, it was crazy. It wasn't a big crowd, obviously, due to the heat. If this was a night game, they probably would have got 18,000, 19,000, maybe, just because it was the Titans' first home game of the year. But I'm not sure what the crowd number was for the Titans, but it might have been about 10,000. It was very hot up at the Gold Coast. What'd you make of the game?
Very sloppy. Defense was obviously thrown out the window. So look, I don't think it was a very competitive game. I mean, maybe just because both sides were scoring points after points, maybe it made it competitive. But overall, it wasn't the best game of footy. In my opinion, it's one of the worst games so far played this year.
The errors were ridiculous. I mean, Melbourne had 17 errors. But look, I know it's a bit of a negative for Melbourne, but it's also a positive. Melbourne had 17 errors, but they still scored 34 points. That's a worry for the Titans. If you're going to put that much pressure on the Storm, they have 17 mistakes, but Melbourne still scored 34 points. Yes, the Storm didn't win the game, but that's a massive worry for the Titans.
Well, it's insane how that even happened. Like, I'm surprised that actually was how the stats read out. But yeah, that's weird. But I mean,
that is very bizarre. And the Titans had 13 errors, so still bad. I mean, the errors weren't great. This game was entertaining because of the attack from both sides.
Yeah.
But the quality of the game was a bit all over the place.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't a quality game at all. Just all errors and defensive.
Yeah, well,
was an issue.
Let's go through some of the players that stood out, Lorenzo. But first, quickly, Kieran Foran, first half, he got dumped to the bench. And then Jaden Campbell came on, and then I think Brian Kelly was taken off to get Foran back on. It seemed like Justin Holbrook didn't know what he was doing with the team.
Well, first of all, I found it really weird that they took Foran off because I thought that maybe out of him and Boyd, it would be Boyd, if anything, because I think Boyd was having a shit game. I thought he was not doing well at all. But with Foran, I can't imagine what he was doing wrong. Maybe just give the old legs a rest. I don't know, but it was weird because I think when Foran came back on, he really helped the Titans win towards the end. So whatever Holbrook was thinking, I don't know, but Foran was not happy when he went off.
I mean, it worked, but it won't work every week.
No, it's not. Yeah, not a good tactic.
They got to work that out. They really do. So some of the Titans' tries today were very weird. I mean, I think they scored about 3 of them off Melbourne mistakes, which was it was such a weird game. Like both teams had 6 tries each. Melbourne, I don't know. Melbourne they do have injuries at the moment, but they just got some issues.
Yeah, 100% they do. And I mean, losing Munster is never an easy job, and losing Pappenhausen's just as worse. But like I said, doesn't really give an excuse to the way they defended today, I thought.
Who were the standout players for you in this game, Lorenzo? Who stood out for the Titans?
I liked Carl Pereira. I think he's got a lot of potential. He does remind me of young Five Lola, just the way he scores tries in the corner.
Yeah, okay.
Very similar, yeah. But for the Storm, I thought maybe Pezzett was all right on debut. I didn't mind him. He played pretty well.
Yeah.
But not that many standouts.
Yeah, look, for me, for the Titans, who stood out, obviously, Khan Pereira. Aaron Schoff, I thought, played really well. I was very impressed with Tino in the middle, as always. Seems to be the best player every single week. Off the bench, what'd you make of Tino's brother, Isaac Fasul Malawi?
Yeah, he's good. I like him. I think he's got some sort of future in front of him. I think he gave some good impact. I mean, playing as a forward in that heat's never an easy job, so I think he did good on debut. For
the Storm, the players that stood out for me, I thought Nick Meaney had a great game at fullback. He did some great things.
Yep.
Justin Olam had some good moments. Jerome Hughes was a little, it wasn't his best game, I don't reckon. Harry Grant was probably Melbourne's best player today.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
And Townsend's off the bench, I thought was terrific.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, him as well.
All right. Well, from the Titans Storm game, Lorenzo, who would your man of the match be from the game?
Man of the match, I'm going to go with Brimson, in my opinion. I think he was really
AJ
good.
Brimson?
I think he was all right at the back today.
Yeah, it was a weird old game, this one. I mean, some of the defense was all over the place. I might just give it to Aaron Schoff. He scored 2 tries. Yes, he did let 1 try in, which was bad defense. I think that was the one where the young 5'8" scored for Melbourne on debut.
Yeah, Peasant, yeah.
Besides that, I thought Schoff had a great game. I thought the Titans were very lucky to win. The Titans win the game 38-34. They were very lucky, but, they've got no chance next week. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, big game at one.
Yeah, and also, I just want to say this as well. To all the Titans fans out there that want to have a go at me, listen, I want to address this before I get to the Cowboys-Warriors review. Listen, I am going to bag the Titans because I hate them and I do not like them. I'm allowed to hate a team that I do not like. That is fine. So, no issue there. If I'm gonna criticize a team, I am more than happy to cop it when they prove me wrong. But I'm not gonna deal with fucking trolls on social media making fake accounts, sending me death threats after the game. I am not gonna be putting up with that crap. So, Titans fans that want to give it to me, go ahead. I'm happy to cop the banter. I'm happy to cop the criticism. But it was a disgusting act. I received 2 death threats tonight. I had one person tell me to go kill myself. And I had one person tell me to go put myself in a fucking hospital. So, and I had other messages that I'm not even going to repeat because they're too graphic to say. So, I'm happy to dish it out, but when you go talk about people's, mental health and suicide and all this other bullshit, I will not stand for it. So,
I'm sorry.
Wake the fuck up to yourselves. They had one win. Big fucking deal.
Yeah, one win doesn't prove anything.
Not copping it, bro. I'm not copping the fucking, go kill yourself, blah, blah, blah. I'm not dealing with that bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And people wonder why I hate the fucking Titans. Well, there's a fucking example of tonight. Yeah, anyway, let's move on from that bullshit. I'm going to put an Instagram post up later on. So check Instagram story later on. All right, Lorenzo, enough of the Titan Storm. Cowboys versus Warriors review. Brother, as a Cowboys fan, I was so disappointed. I thought we played absolute dog shit.
Oh, look, I don't know what happened. I think just from the get-go, you can tell that Cowboys and Warriors were both in it because I think they had a lot of energy at the start. I mean, with Tom Chester scoring the first try, that was the perfect start, when they went from there. But I think with the Warriors, it just seemed like towards the end they wanted a bit more. I think they had a bit more hunger, I guess, just to grab the win there. But I mean, Cowboys weren't terrible, but they just weren't the same as what they can do. So it was just one of those games, I guess.
Look, I think the problem with the Cowboys, I don't think it's a lack of effort. I don't think it's a lack of hunger or anything like that. I just feel with Scott Drinkwater not being available, we had Tom Chester come in, who played terrific tonight. He played really well.
Yeah.
I think it's just the new combinations, fitting in with Dearden and Townsend and Robson. I don't know. I watched the Cowboys press conference at halftime of the Broncos-Dragons game, and Chad Townsend said in the press conference that we had to change the way we played a little bit because Chester and Drinkwater are different type of players, and he's right. I just feel every team that plays the Cowboys this year are taking it a lot more of an important approach to it, just because of how good the Cowboys were last year. They were a top 4 side last year. They were in the prelim final last year, and when the Cowboys are at Townsville, the Cowboys are going to realize that it's not going to be comfortable every week. When we have a winnable game, a game that we should win, it's not going to be as clear cut because we've seen with the competition this year, Lorenzo, so far, we've seen upsets. Teams have gotten better. The bottom 8 teams from last year that missed the top 8, they have all improved in some aspect. So I don't believe there's any easy games at the moment unless you play the West Tigers, who are horrible. But there's no easy games at the moment. I think every game's tough. I just want to say this as well. I did a live reaction to the Cowboys-Warriors game, and there were a lot of Warriors fans in the live chat going crazy and a lot of banter. I want to say this. I don't usually take 13-plus defeats really well, but I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations to the Warriors. You know what? Well done. They were the better team tonight. They outplayed us. They absolutely kicked our ass. We got exactly what we deserved. I think that was a wake-up call for the Cowboys. We needed that, a reality check, and expect the Cowboys to bounce back in a big way very soon. But the Warriors, they deserve credit. They completed at 80%. The Warriors outplayed us in Townsville. Congratulations. You know what? Well done.
Yeah, that's classy. No, look, I think Cowboys should bounce back at home. It's not often that they lose consecutively there, so they should be all right.
And you know what, Lorenzo? A lot of people tune into my lives to see me rage and just lose my mind. And yes, I was losing it and raging quite a bit in my Cowboys-Titans stream. I will admit that, in particular the last 15, 20 minutes. But you know what? The Warriors deserved it. They got what they deserved. Cowboys were horrible. Reality check. And well done. Well done, Warriors. The banter was fine with the Warriors. Their fans were very, very nice. That they weren't too bad. I've got a lot worse from the Titans today than the Warriors. The Warriors deserve praise. They played brilliantly. Congratulations. And you know what? I want to give a shout out to Warriors NRL fanatics. Congratulations, my brother.
Yeah, no, look, it was just it was good. It was a good game, but I just think unlucky for the Cowboys.
You know, it's not like the Cowboys had a bad completion rate. It was 29 from 40, 72%. Just the Warriors, I thought they played classy. That was the best game Sean Johnson's played in a long time, Lorenzo. He was great today.
Yeah, he turned up today, didn't he? I think he just embraced, I guess, just the feeling of playing, I guess, a good brand of footy. So, no, he did well. And I guess he needs to have a big couple of games coming up.
What about the young fullback for the Warriors? Tane Tuapiki. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I got it wrong, I do apologize. The young fullback, Tane Tuapiki, he had a very strong game on debut.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of a gem that the Warriors have found here because he came from the Burleigh Bears originally, and the Warriors gave him an opportunity to, I guess, just come to the team, and he's definitely done well so far. So it was a good debut by Tuapiki.
Marcelo Montoya ran for 229 meters.
Oh, that's crazy. He's getting a lot better now, Montoya.
He was great, bro. Fanil Blake had a strong game. Barnett played well. Apparently, Barnett's got a really bad injury at the moment. So hopefully Barnett's okay. I'm a big fan of Barnett. I've been saying he's been underrated for a long time. So hopefully Barnett's okay.
Yeah, well, it's serious apparently with a bit of nerve damage. I'm hearing.
Nerve damage, yuck.
Hopefully nothing too major though. That's all.
Also, Tulu Harris in game 200, he played well too.
Yeah, he was solid, wasn't he? He did well in his milestone match.
And the Warriors bench, I thought Dylan Walker played really well. And you know what? I've been very critical of Jazz Tavaga for quite some time now. He had a great game off the bench, Jazz Tavaga.
Yeah, no, he was good. I think his impact was actually it definitely showed how hard he did try today. So no, he did well.
Now on to the Cowboys. They didn't have a lot of standout players. We only had we only had one full that ran over 100 meters today, which is pretty bad.
Oh, sheesh,
that's actually quite surprising. Tamalolo ran for 109 meters. Everyone else was really, really ordinary.
Yeah, that's a bit uncommon for the Cowboys, especially.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing, bro. Like I said, definitely an off day for the Cowboys. Like Jordan McLean's not going to run for 70 meters very often. Cotter ran for 47. What the heck? Nenai 43. That is unlike the Cowboys. And you look at the bench. I mean, Griffin Niemann ran for 56 meters. Tanil Brown. I've been saying it, Lorenzo. Tanil Brown's got to be dropped. He's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, his form's just dropped so badly.
He's got to be dropped. Fucking drop him, please.
He's a waste of space, in my opinion.
Well, next week, right? So Hill and Lukey returned today, and he looked fine. He looked all right, didn't he? First game in a long time. He looked good.
Yeah, well, he did well to, I guess, just get through that game without any other concerns. So, no, it was good to see him back, actually.
Yeah, I think next week, Lukey needs to start back row with Nanai, get Hess off the bench. Now, there are rumours that the Cowboys have signed Leeds Rhinos hooker Cruz Leeming. If that is true, which we're the only club linked to him at the moment, and apparently he has left Leeds. He's already left, so he could be on his way to Australia as we speak. Who the hell knows? But what a signing for us.
Yeah, well, I was just hearing about this this morning or yesterday, and I didn't think it was real at first. But then when I saw Cowboys and a few other clubs were interested, I was like, "Gee, he's actually coming to the NRL." I'm surprised.
All the Cowboys pages have been talking about it, and there's been a lot of talk about him coming to the Cows. So massive pickup for us. He's a hooker, but bring him off the bench and play 14 would be great. Would be a perfect role because look, I love Jake Granville, bro. He's a premiership winning hooker at the club, but I think Father Time's calling Granville's name, man.
Yeah, I like Granville, but it's just age is getting to him. I think that's pretty clear.
The only players with the Cowboys that I can really give a rap to today, Lorenzo, is probably Tom Chester, Shibasaki. Full Shibasaki actually played quite well. Tulangi was decent, and probably Dearden, and maybe Griffin Neem. But outside of that, everyone else was all over the shop, I thought. Yeah,
I don't know. Like I said before, just the Cowboys to be playing like that, it's a bit uncommon, especially at home. So it was weird seeing how they really fell behind today. But well, I mean, they should bounce back next week anyway. But no, look, I think Chester was good. I agree on that one.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, bro. What'd you make of Chester?
At fullback, he was all right. I thought. Like he definitely is young, and obviously it'll take time for him to just adjust to first grade. But I think he did an all right job today.
He's got no fear, eh? Like the amount of times he ran the ball back, he just ran straight up. He just ran straight into him. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's trying hard, so I think he will be a good replacement until Drinkwater comes back.
100%. Before we get to our man of the match from this game, let me just go on the record and say I absolutely guarantee next week the Cowboys will beat the Titans. I'm telling you, I will bet anything. I will bet absolutely anything. I guarantee the Cowboys will win next week. I have no doubt at all.
You reckon? Wow. I mean,
guarantee it. You know what? Out of all the times I've done preview and predictions and tips, I have never been more confident for next week. I guarantee victory over the Gold Coast. Guarantee it.
Sheesh. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, look, all I'll say is I'm expecting a bounce back.
Let me just say, if we don't win next week, there's going to be one hell of a rant.
Oh, shit. I've already got an idea what it might be like.
If we lose to the Gold Coast next week, there's going to be the biggest rant of all time. I will lose it.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen, but I'm prepared for it.
We won't lose next week. I swear to God we won't. But anyway, we played shit today. Today was our off game. Man of the match from the Cowboys and Warriors game, Lorenzo. Who you got?
I will go man of the match, probably Marcelo Montoya. I think Montoya for me was huge, so I'll go him.
I'm going to go with Wade Egan. Now, Wade Egan obviously got knocked out late in that game. Tamalolo just went crazy. It was like a truck running at you.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's okay because that was a massive, massive head knock. I don't think he'll be playing next week. Wade Egan, one man of the match.
Yeah, no, he was good today, I thought as well.
Anyway, as a Cowboys fan, congratulations to the New Zealand Warriors. All the best for the rest of the year. I hope they make the finals. Anyway, let's move on. Broncos 40, Dragons 18. This game was looking like golden point with 10 to go, and then the last 9 minutes, the Broncos scored 4 friggin' tries and went nuts.
I don't know what happened there. That was crazy because I thought Dragons for me were just actually doing a lot better than I thought. Because I don't rate the Dragons as high as most people, but I do think they've improved in some way. But just to let that many tries in towards the end, it's embarrassing. Like how do you even do that after all the hard work you put in today? It makes no sense.
You know what? We'll talk about the Broncos in just a little bit. But you know what? I want to give a rap to the Dragons. You know, they lost the game, and their second half was quite ordinary. I mean, the last 20 minutes was all over the place, and that last 10 minutes, they collapsed. But, you know, for a team that is the favourite to get the wooden spoon, and for a team that everyone predicted for the wooden spoon, as far as I understand, the first 2 games the Dragons have played, there's no way this team looks like a wooden spoon team at the moment.
Yeah, they're playing all right. Like they're definitely not playing as worse as what the Tigers are, but it's a long season. So
it's a long season. There's no doubt about it. But just their style of football, the way they throw the football around, and the way that Sloan and Sullivan are adjusting to the system, and as much as we give Jacob Little crap off the bench, coming on and playing hooker, he's been doing a really good job for him.
About time.
I'm surprised. I really am. I know you've been critical of him, Lorenzo, for years, but he's been surprisingly good for the Dragons, hasn't he?
Well, I mean, it's about time he actually did something because he's just average, and there's no hooker that gets any more average than him, in my opinion. But maybe just his impact off the bench, maybe that works in his favour, but overall, I still don't think he's amazing.
Well, see, Moses Mbai, right, very good utility player, can play anywhere. He just does the job.
Yeah, well, Mbai is just a good service from dummy half he offers.
He does the job. All right, let's get into the match now. So the try scorers for this game, right? Broncos, Staggs, Cobbo, Walsh, Mann, Walsh. Walsh and Staggs got a double. Cobbo, Pakes, and Mann got one for the Dragons. Feagai, Sloan, and Sullivan. What'd you make of the Dragons start?
Yeah, it was good. They definitely came out of the sheds looking to bring some fire, and they did. So they actually challenged the Broncos for a fair bit there until I guess they made some errors. The Broncos came back in it for a bit, but their start was really good. It was the perfect way to start the match.
I'll tell you what really impressed me with the Dragons. The way they started their game, bro. The Feagai try was soft as. The Sloan one was brilliant. And then Sullivan I'm loving these young kids at the Dragons. Obviously, they didn't win, but there's a lot of improvement at the Dragons.
I think once, he's playing right now, but I think with Amone coming back, it's going to be a real interesting situation for what Griffin does between him and Sullivan at 5'8". That's going to be tough.
Yes. Now, the Broncos, I was a bit concerned about the Broncos throughout the game, but the longer the game went on, the better the Broncos looked, bro. Like that last 10 minutes was insane. But how about this? Half-time, right? Dragons, what was it, 16-8 at the break, Dragons?
Yeah, 16-8, yeah.
Yes, the Dragons fell off a cliff in that second half, but the Broncos, bro, I can't believe how good they were in that last 10 minutes.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, I never expected it to go out to that sort of margin where it was just like 13 plus, because this game for me had 1 to 12 written all over it. Like, it seemed like that for the whole game. But Cobbo, Walsh, Payne Haas's offloads were massive towards the end. His offloads were crazy. I don't know, just the whole team exploded at the end, and Dragons just put the cue on the rack a bit too early, I thought.
Mate, Payne Haas came like I was watching the game there, right? 18 all with 15 to go, and I'm watching the game. I'm going, why isn't Payne Haas on the field? What are they doing?
Yeah.
They bring him on. He went absolutely nuts.
They killed the Dragons single-handedly.
Payne Haas went crazy in that last 10 minutes.
Well, and I think him offloading it's important because I think he's got good offloading in his games, so you've got to use it more.
Yeah, no, it was great. His offload game was dangerous as hell, and Reece Walsh come to light in that last 10 minutes, scoring a double. I mean, Reece Walsh just keeps getting better and better, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think Broncos is his home, and I think he's a lot comfortable there. So I'm expecting a big year from Walsh coming forward.
Well, what about next week? We got the Broncos and the Dolphins Friday night at Suncorp. Both teams are 3-0. We have a blockbuster Friday night, and we have a local derby, and a brand new rivalry is pretty much born Friday night.
I think there's no better way to sort of kickstart this rivalry as both teams are undefeated. Like, that's just perfect to make it, build the hype up, I guess. And one team's going to go 4-0, which is crazy because I didn't think any of these sides would start the year 4-0. But it's going to be massive, and I cannot wait for this game.
If you had told me at the start of the year the Dolphins and the Broncos would both be 3-0, I would have said, give me what you're having, brother.
Yeah, well, it's a shock, but it's a good shock, I reckon.
Unbelievable. Broncos, look, they were good. They were a bit nervous, I thought, when it was 18-0. I was like, oh, here we go. Can they actually win a game that they're expected to win? Because the Panthers game that they were expected to lose, but they won. The Cowboys game was 50-50. This was their first test, a game they are expected to win. I thought they were under a bit of pressure, but they ended up living up to the expectation, and they got home in the end. The last 9 minutes was insane.
Yeah, and I think this goes to show that the Broncos have a new sort of way of playing, and it seems a lot more refreshing how they play now. So, I'm expecting them to be a lot more dangerous this year. They do have a lot of potential.
There's one player at the Broncos that I'm a little bit critical of, Lorenzo. I'm not sure what your take on him is. If there wasn't anyone else pushing for his position, I don't even know if he'd be in the team. I reckon Jordan Ricky has been really poor to start the year.
I agree. I agree. He doesn't really tackle or defend.
I'm not impressed by him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ricky, ever since last year as well, because I think we were talking about his defense being an issue since last year, or maybe a bit longer. So, yeah, no, I've realised that as well. He's been a bit off.
I'm not convinced by Jordan Ricky at all. I'm not convinced. I mean, for a guy that's playing next to Reynolds, Staggs, and Cobbo, doesn't do a whole lot. Doesn't stand out.
Yeah, who do you think would replace him next? It might be Willison or Peter Cura.
Well, there's a guy by the name of Brendan Piacora coming through.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
He might be pushing, but they did have Rabati who was pushing for him, but obviously he's now in trouble with off-field incidents. But
his career.
There's not really anyone pushing for him. And let me just say, Billy Walters, God.
No, get rid of him. Seriously, get rid of him.
Pace is so much better.
I think Billy Walters is the only thing that's going to restrict the Broncos from going anywhere big, I reckon. Just get rid of him, I think.
Corey Pakes is so much better. He can come off the bench and score a try tonight.
Yeah, he was awesome. At least he has a running game as well.
Walters just looks lost for me, man.
Yeah, he's a bit too, I don't know. Doesn't offer a lot.
Yeah, look, the Broncos have got a great side, man. Like, obviously, outside of Walters and Ricky, everyone else is doing the job. Even Martin Tapau, I mean, he played 23 minutes tonight, ran for about 84 meters. He's doing the job. And Jensen off the bench. How good is Corey Jensen going?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think ever since the time he's played a bit more first grade at Broncos, he's definitely found, a bit of good form. So he's improved a lot, actually, Jensen.
And for the Dragons, bro, look, a couple of players that stood out for me for the Dragons. Mate, I thought Tyrell Sloan was outstanding. Thought he was excellent. I thought Ravalawa was incredible. Matthew Feagai was great. Sullivan looked good. Even Francis Mollo, He hasn't played that good in ages.
Francis Molo, yeah, actually, I noticed he had a good game. I think he needs to do that consistently if the Dragons want to, I don't know, get some go forward going.
He used to play Origin for Queensland.
He did, yeah, a couple of years ago now.
Get back in that form, Molo, because he's a very good prop to have in your side. And look, we spoke about Jacob Little off the bench. He had a good game tonight. What about Josh Kerr? 144 minutes off the bench. Josh Kerr had his best game in probably 12 months.
Yeah, I think Kerr's getting better because I think against the Titans as well, he was pretty good. So he's definitely finding a bit of form, which is good.
I think Josh Kerr's a front rower. I know we come through as a second rower, but maybe he's a prop now.
I think he's big enough to play there, so it makes sense.
And surprisingly, Zane Musgrove played 39 minutes, went for 102 minutes off the bench. Musgrove was all right tonight. Michael Molo had some good moments as well.
Well, Musgrove shocks me because I don't rate him personally, but he seems to be doing an okay job as of now. But Michael Molo's the real go forward for them.
And just back to the Broncos for a minute. Payne Haas tonight, 227 meters.
That's crazy.
Played 59 minutes. That's insane.
Well, I think it goes to show when Payne Haas is on the field, a lot can change for the Broncos. So try and get him playing as much as possible, I reckon.
Yeah, Payne Haas is a monster, and that's why he's one of the best props in the game. He just delivers on a consistent basis. Who's your man of the match in the Broncos and Dragons game? I'm going with Payne Haas.
Yeah, Payne Haas is a good option, but I might go a bit different. I'll just go with Reece Walsh. I think Walsh he was pretty good at the back, and I think he's developing more of a consistent platform. So yeah, I'll go Walsh. Yeah,
well, Reece Walsh has now scored 3 tries in 2 games, so he's doing a great job at the Broncos. He started his campaign off there very well, so good on the Broncos. They're 3-0, and they're looking like a really good team at the moment. So well done to the Bronx.
Yeah, it's good change to see them up there.
Yeah, they're playing well, and hopefully they can continue their form because last year we all know what happened. They were in the top 4 and then they fell off a cliff. And let's hope they've learned from that because if we get to round 24 and the Broncos are just in the 8 or just outside it and they miss it again, this game will mean nothing.
So don't lock it in, yeah.
Hopefully they've gotten over that, and I think they have, personally. I think they have gotten over it, but the Broncos get the win 40-18 over the Dragons. Provenzo Vids, thank you for joining for the Saturday Football Review, bro, and I look forward to getting you on next time.
Yeah, no worries. Just a crazy Super Saturday, of course, but
crazy.
We did well reviewing all the games, so it was good. So
yeah. No, it was great, bro. It was absolutely fantastic. Well, if you guys haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel of Provenzo Vids yet, I would strongly recommend you do so. He just hit 3K on YouTube, so make sure you go and check out his YouTube channel. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description box down below. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up the Saturday Football Review for Round 3. The 2023 NRL season. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like and a subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live streams of the Bulldogs and the Tigers and the Raiders and the Sharks. Until next time, thank you for watching the Saturday Football Review. We had the Titans beat the Storm on the Gold Coast 38-34. The Warriors beating the Cowboys in Townsville 26-12. And the Broncos beating the Dragons 40-18. Anyway, guys, enjoy your night. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, everyone.